Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Lobo Den, home to your Little Elm Lobos. Tonight, the Lobos will be taking on Plano Senior, the Wildcats, visiting the Den. Before we meet the starting lineups, we'll have our nation's anthem.
Like that, fine? Or...
And now our announcer, Henry Johnson, will give us the starting lineups, starting with the visiting Wildcats, led by head coach Dean Christian. You can? Number 3, Jackson Hamilton. Number 12, Draylon Hall. Number 13, Bryce Bristow. Number 24, Ray Weber. And number 32, Dylan Walker will round out the starting 5 for the Wildcats. The starting lineup. Clap along at home for your Little Elm Lobos. Led by number 2, Brian Hunter Jr. Joined in the backcourt by number 3, Chris Mirage. Joining them in the backcourt as well, number 5, Mike Rayford. And Keith Smith, number 10. In the front court, joining Chris Mirage is number 30, a sophomore, Walter Roddy White. Your Lobos are led by Ken Tutt, Al Jackson, and the head coach, the new head coach for the Little Elm Lobos, Dominique Parker. Little Elm looking clean in those jerseys here in the Lobo Den. To start off, Little Elm will be going from left to right, Plano going right to left. Plano in their road red jerseys and Little Elm in their home whites. Feel free to compare shoes as you see fit from each of the players. Following the tip, we are underway here in the den. Hall with the ball on the far wing. Solid defense on the wing by number 10, Keith Smith, against Weber for Plano. Plano being patient on their first possession of the game. Weber backs it out to reset. They'll swing it over to the far wing. And no call in spite of a lot of contact. Lays it up and in for number 13, Bryce Bristow. And Plano will open the action 2-0 with 7:05 left in the first quarter. Prather with the ball. Dribble drive, gets underneath the basket. Wild layup attempt. No foul called. And Plano quickly over half. Pull up his air ball, but the rebound falls to Plano, and they put it back up and in 4-2. Prather brings it across half here on the near sideline on the wing. Hands it off to Hunter. He gets a little bit stuck. Gets the ball back. It was different tournament season. Keith Smith with the drive and handoff on the far wing. Prather pulls it up at the free throw line and knocks it down and opens the scoring for the Lobos 4-2 with 6 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Quickly back down the other way. Wild free throw layup attempt. Prather pushes the action to Roddy White, and he cannot catch up to it. That'll go out of bounds, and the ball will go back to Plano. Weber will toss it in. Walker almost loses it, gets it back to Weber, and they'll play man in the middle. On the near wing here, dribbled by Draylen Hall. Looks to drop it off. It gets deflected out of bounds. It'll be passed in by number 3, Jackson Hamilton for Plano. Walker comes to the ball, passes it off to Weber at the top of the three-point line. He's got Keith Smith draped all over him. Plano is certainly taking their time, trying to find a really good shot. Not in any real rush. Settle for a nice wide-open three-pointer. Get their own rebound. And that leads to a putback layup on the great cup to the basket by number 13, Bristow. And Parker doesn't like what he sees. He's going to take a timeout and talk it over with the Lobos. Quickly down 6-2 here early in the first quarter of action. We got a nice shot of our cheerleaders there, keeping the crowd in it here in the Lobo Den. We appreciate you tuning in for this live broadcast. If you're listening to us on the Mascot Media app, which you can find in the App Store, we greatly appreciate you tuning in. If you're following us live on YouTube, we greatly appreciate you following us there as well. If you are following us on YouTube, it's brought to you by Little Elm TV. Make sure you click that subscribe button so you can find out all the great things that are happening here in your favorite school district. Prather with the ball to start up action following the timeout. 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Prather across half. Gives it off to Mims. On the near wing to Roddy White. Back to Prather. Keith Smith with the dribble. And turnover on the pass. And Plano will give it right back. Little Elm will take it out underneath the basket. And make a substitution before getting the ball in. Coming into the game for Little Elm, following the substitution, number 1, Eli Matthews. Pass comes in to number 2, Brian Hunter. He finds Prather in the far corner, dribble drive, and lays it up and in. Now 6-4, 4:15 remaining in the first quarter. Lobos down a bucket. Some backcourt pressure. Weber gives it up. And unnecessary, unforced error there by Plano. And they're going to be looking to rotate their bench a little bit here. Prather taking the lead for the Lobos. Getting the action all set up, drops it off to Keith Smith, who brings it out all the way to the logo. No foul call. Out of contact there on the drive by Smith. And the pass by Dylan Walker goes out of bounds. And the ball will go back to the Lobos. Some sloppy transition by Plano. Not all of the errors forced. Just getting Plano, a little bit worked up. So they're playing a little bit faster than they need to be. Backdoor cut. Backdoor cut by Brian. Backdoor pass by Brian Hunter goes to nobody. And I believe they just gave the Lobo bench a warning. Back to the action. Wildcats looking to score. Again, being patient with the basketball. Walker dribbles all the way out to the logo. Prather draped all over him. Now Keith Smith on the ball. Looking to get that 5-second call if they can get it. Swings over to the far side. And easy layup for Dylan Walker. Doubles up the lead. 8-4 lead with 2.5 remaining. Currently in favor of Plano. Trey Mims with the ball on the far corner. And a foul be called on number 33, Trey Varney. His first of the game. Substitutions. Couple of sophomores coming into the game for Little Elm. Ibrahima Diallo and Isaac Berry come into the game. An immediate impact. Trey Mims with the layup following the out-of-bounds play. 8-6 in favor of the visitors with 2:12 remaining in the first quarter. Walker steps into a long three. And nice pass down to the block by A.J. Spudamore. And Plano becomes first team in double digits. 1:52 remaining in the first quarter. Shot blocked. Gets it right back. Great hustle play by Eli Matthews out of the corner. Foul on a putback. Second foul called against Plano. And Matthews will go to line for 2. Substitutions for both teams. Matthews knocks down the first. And coming into the game for the first time for the Lobos is number 4, Colin Cornelius. Matthews misses the second. 3-point lead still for Plano. 1.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Kai Dorsey gets the ball up on the logo, up around half court. He's been working with A.J. Spoonamore, trying to get the offense all set up for Plano. Wildcats really struggling to find something on the outside. Isaac Berry with a deflection, can't grab a hold of it. That ball was just bouncing all over the place. And Plano will retain possession. Coming back into the game for Plano, one of their starters, Ray Weber, number 24. And the inbounds pass goes to Weber. Got Cornelius draped all over him. Little Elm doing a nice job switching on the screens, really staying with their own guys. Some solid defense being played, chasing down Plano. Plano's been patient so far with the basketball, making sure that they get good quality shots on each possession, even if it has been taking a while, and they have been taking a while. I would venture to guess that their average time per possession is around 50 seconds. And that'll be a turnover. Travel called on number 34, Preston Frowick of Plano. He's got tape on his shoulder. It must hurt. 25 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Lobo ball in the hands of Ibrahima Diallo. Now in the hands of Isaac Berry. Now in the hands of Eli Matthews. 12 seconds remaining in the quarter. Lobos will hold for the final shot. Berry was open for a split second. Matthews couldn't see him. Comes up short on the shot attempt. And Diallo, very smart, gets the rebound, tries to put it back up even though he didn't have an absolute shot at it anyway, and drew the foul with 2.1 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Heads up play by the sophomore. And he calmly, coolly sinks the first. Again, 2.1 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Diallo at the line for his second. Knocks it down, makes it a 1-point lead. Plano not really quite sure how they want to end the first quarter, and they end it with no shot and only a 1-point lead. We played 8 minutes. We have a score of 9-10 currently in favor of the visitors. Through one quarter, no fouls called against Little Elm. 3 fouls called against Plano. They've been letting them play pretty good. Through 8 minutes of action here in the varsity matchup between the Plano Senior Wildcats and your Little Elm Lobos. For the second quarter of action between Plano and Little Elm. Ellie will be passing it in from right in front of us. Ibrahima Diallo to pass it in for Little Elm. The star sophomore guard for the Lobos. And Eli Matthews will get the offense started for Little Elm. Isaac Berry from the corner steps into it. And the rebound attempt goes off Little Elm. It'll be Plano ball. Little Elm with some backcourt pressure. Weber walks it down. Saw the trap coming. Some veteran play there on the assist by number 10, Xavier Williams. Gets a nice easy layup for Plano. Matthews throws it away on the backdoor cut by Barry. Weber misses on his layup attempt. Rebound by Williams. He misses his putback attempt. Cornelius across half. And he gets pushed on the trap attempt by Plano. You okay? Andrea says she's okay. Substitution for the Lobos now coming into the game. Number 3, Chris Mirage. And he'll be passing it in, assumedly, to Ibrahima Diallo. Maybe not. Yep, he passed it in to Diallo. It's like I could see the future. Diallo gets set up, passes it off to Isaac Berry, who drives the lane. Nice little left-handed floater, misses off the back iron, gets his own rebound, takes it to the corner. And a push in the back. Number 34, Preston Froeck, caused Chris Mirage to take one off the face. Couldn't have felt good. Diallo will take it out of bounds for the Lobos. Up to the top of the key. Cornelius with the deep 3. And all it finds is Twine. Oh my goodness, that'll tie it up at 12 with 6:40 remaining in the second quarter of action. Plano breaks the press, and on the last pass by number 1, David Connor, goes out of bounds back to the Lobos. 6:34 remaining in the first half. Diallo will bring it across half with Connor playing some token defense on him. Wing pass to Cornelius. Diallo strong with the ball. Pulls up at the free throw line, steps into the shot, comes up a little bit short. Plano off to the races. And foul called on Little Elm. Foul called against Cornelius. First foul of the game called against Little Elm. And at the free throw line for the Wildcats, number 10, Xavier Williams. He knocks down the first. And he knocks down the second 2-point lead. And pass is deflected out of bounds by Barry, looking to push the action. Little Elm's got a beautiful set play off made free throws. It's one of my favorite things that Parker's instituted in their offense. It's fun watching it work. And we got an offensive foul called against Merengue. Moving screen away from the ball. His first foul, and Plano gets it in against the press. Quick turnover to Trey Mims. Cornelius gets the outlet pass. Finds Diallo, who will set up the offense for Little Elm. Barry on the far wing. Thought about it. And that ball swings all the way over to the far corner. Mims with the drive on the left-handed side has it taken away by David Connor, who pushes the action, turns it right over to Isaac Berry, who turns it over back to Plano. And laying it up and in for the Wildcats, number 2, Makai Dorsey, finishes the hectic play. Isaac Berry from the corner on the catch and shoot. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Oh my goodness. There is no pot of gold at the end of Isaac Berry's rainbow. There are only buckets. Oh my goodness. Only a 1-point lead now for the Wildcats. Quick timeout taken by Dominique Parker for the Lobos. They're going to come out with a different defense on the other side of this timeout, I assure you. Giving you a great shot of our cheerleaders, keeping our crowd involved. the loudest squad in Little Elm. We appreciate all of our student athletes and their support of each other's team. And we're back following the timeout taken by the Lobos. I didn't realize that we weren't live that entire time. I was talking to you like you were listening to me. It's like I'm married, because I am. I just talk and hope that somebody listens. Plano pushes the action against the press from the Lobos. Weber pulls it back for Plano and gets the offense all set up. Now in the hands of Jackson Hamilton, who passes around the horn. And in the corner on the near side, Makai Dorsey, now on the wing, drives against Diallo. Nothing doing. That ball is going to come way short on the three-point attempt. Woo! Okay, whatever you want to. Hamilton swings it over to the near side. Weber can't make the entry pass on the near wing. Diallo playing some pretty solid defense there on the wing. Weber forces up a layup shot. Doesn't fall, and it goes out of bounds off a Wildcat Lobo ball. Smith passes it in to Diallo. They'll get set up in their offense. Smith with the drive on the left hand. Rebound taken by Dylan Walker. Plano pushes the action. They find Hamilton in the corner. He misses his three-point attempt, and it goes out of bounds off Plano. It'll be Lobo basketball. 4 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Plano still with a 1-point lead, 16-15. Over the home team. Diallo with Walker on him, crosses half. Isaac Berry can't find the pass. He can find the ball. He does find the shot. He misses, gets his own rebound, and then has it taken away on the dribble. Weber steps into a three, comes up short, rebound by Mirage, pushes it up to Diallo, pulls up at the free throw line, has it blocked from behind by Bristow. And it'll be Lobo basketball. Cornelius will go out of bounds to pass it in. Mirage with the ball in the corner, drives, has it blocked by Bryce Bristow again. That guy is full of swats. Mirage calls for it out of bounds, finds inside to Keith Smith, who lays it in, and the Lobos take their first lead of the game, 17-16. And Mirage meets him up high. Oh my goodness. Hamilton tries to climb the ladder. And he will be denied like a bank loan for someone with bad credit. Oh my goodness. Chris Mirage will have none of your nonsense. Diallo with the ball at the top. Right, so he's stuck on the logo. There's going to be a 5-second call if he can't get rid of it quickly. He does to Isaac Berry on the far wing. Back over to the near side. And back to Berry on the far side. Berry, only a sophomore, joined in the backcourt by another sophomore guard in Ibrahima Diallo. Cornelius now at the top of the three-point line with pink shoes and the ball. Isaac Berry nearly has the ball stripped away from him. Jump ball, and possession will go to Plano. Substitutions by both teams.
All right, I'm in.
It's really loud. I'll be joined in the booth from now on by our CTE teacher. Oh, and that one's out of bounds. Draylen Hall throws it out of bounds following the defensive pressure in the backcourt by the Lobos. And with 2:20 remaining in the quarter and a 1-point lead, the ball goes into Diallo, passes on a no-look to the corner. Prather steps in on the up and under and is fouled by number 12, Draylen Hall.
There's a good mover right there. Good move.
Yeah,
right
it was
there.
a good move. Brian Hunter. Brian Hunter will go to the line for 2. I said Prather. I'm pretty sure it's Brian Hunter because he wears number 2. Prather wears number 5. Isaac Berry will come into the game replacing Ibrahima Diallo. He'll have a seat. And the Lobos will take a 2-point lead. Hunter with his second free throw attempt knocks it down. 3-point lead now for the Lobos with 2:12 remaining in the first half of action.
What have you seen from the team tonight so far?
The backcourt pressure is really starting to work. And another block. Another block up high, this time from Brian Hunter.
You know, they have had a number of blocks tonight.
Yeah, it's usually Chris Mirage that is playing some stellar defense around the cup. That's usually his role.
Cleaning the glass.
Mirage with the attempt from the corner, and it slithers in for 3, giving the Lobos a 4-point lead with 1.5 minutes remaining in the first half of action. Some backcourt pressure here. Plano breaks it. Big pass up, trying to get the alley-oop. Doesn't work, but they do get the lay-in by number 13, Bryce Bristow. And Smith will bring it over. I was with the Lobos over Thanksgiving break, and the press wasn't really working yet. They hadn't figured it all out.
Oh, you got to go up to go right to the cup with that.
Mirage! Oh, he's a whirling dervish for the layup with the left hand. Plano with the transition bucket by number 32, Dylan Walker. And pass gets deflected back out of bounds. Plano will make a substitution with 44 seconds remaining in the first half. Coming back into the game for Plano, number 20, AJ Spoonemore. Smith will pass the ball in. He'll find Ibrahima Diallo. A lot more smoothness in the offense tonight.
Yeah, I agree.
A lot more communication on the defensive side. Plano's had quite a few unforced errors in the full court transition setting. That being said, unforced errors in transition are generally a byproduct of some of the pressure that you're putting on in the backcourt. So even though it doesn't seem like an unforced error, it certainly is. They're just bad passes. Diallo with the ball up on the logo, defended physically by Dylan Walker. That's a senior pushing around a sophomore. How dare he? You know, if that happened in school, that would be called bullying in the halls. Plano with a transition.
Here, but they weren't looking at the clock.
And they will get no shot off at the end of the first half of action. And the Lobos will head into the locker room with a 2-point lead, 24-22, after 16 minutes of action here in the Lobo Den over the visiting Plano Senior Wildcats. We'll see you on the other side of halftime. Welcome back to the second half of action on the other side of halftime between the Plano Senior Wildcats and your Little Elm Lobos. If you were with us for the JV matchup, you saw our Lobos beat the Wildcats. In the other gym at the same time, the freshman team was also beating the visiting Wildcats. So we're 2 for 2 on the day, looking to make it 3 for 3 with this varsity win here in the Den.
What did you see from the first quarter or first half, Brodsky, that you really liked?
Some good shooting, some good ball possessions. Plano certainly takes their sweet time getting a good shot off on the offensive side. They're looking to slow the game down, which is exactly how you end up with a score at halftime in a varsity game of 22-24. This has not been an up and down game the way that I'm sure some of the Lobos would like to be playing. I know a lot of these guys like to get out and run, but 1 minute possessions will tend to slow you down a little bit. But they'll be looking to get out and run when they get a chance to. Little Elm changes their starting five for the second half of action. Diallo and Barry will start in the backcourt, as well as Mirage and Hunter and Roddy White. All three of those guys started, but the backcourt changed to the sophomore guards. And the first points of the second half are scored by Plano. A little up and under by number 12, Draylon Hall.
Did you say Roddy White, wide receiver for the Falcons?
Yeah, Walter Roddy White. Isn't that great?
That's a terrific name.
Yeah. The good old days when Roddy White was running around down in the Superdome doing the Dirty Bird.
I feel like he probably wasn't in the Dirty Bird era. He came after that.
Just shortly thereafter?
Yeah.
After Jamal Anderson? Wasn't it Jamal Anderson?
Yeah, it was Jamal Anderson. He was the running back.
Right. Shot attempt from the free throw line.
Good save.
Is an air ball. Roddy White with a hustle play to put it back in. Diallo will bring it back out and set it up for the Lobos. Drives in hard on the right side and lays it up and in with the right hand. Beautiful play by the aggressive sophomore on the right side. Plano brings it down on the near sideline. Now have the ball in the middle of the floor to the near elbow. Some nice defense by Chris Mirage, batting it away. Isaac Berry cleans it up and hands it off to Diallo.
That's at least his third block today.
That's what the guy does. Isaac Berry feeling his oats. Comes up short on the three-point attempt. Hustle play by Hunter, but he stepped out of bounds before making the play. Ball goes back to Plano. Hamilton here on the near sideline. Some good hustle play by Hunter.
We got ref.
He looks like he could take a hit.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about him.
He doesn't miss many days in the gym.
No. He looks like he could hurt me on accident. And I couldn't see because of the striped individual in front of me. I know it's
red ball.
Yeah, I know it's still Plano ball. I assume it was some sort of a defensive play there by the Lobos. Hamilton will pass it in. Nice defensive play by Isaac Berry, getting his soccer practice in during basketball with a kick ball on the out-of-bounds attempt, or inbound pass attempt. Pull-up jumper goes in and out. Mirage cleans up the glass. Quick outlet goes up to Isaac Berry for the three-point attempt. Comes up short. Right back down. Weber leading the pack for the Wildcats. Misses on the layup attempt. Diallo.
Oh, what a move.
Oh, making moves. And it's going to be an offensive foul. Got it going a little bit too quickly. Brian Hunter runs into the defense. Can't do that. They call that a foul. Plano will make the substitution.
Okay.
Diallo has a lot of Chris Paul in him. Diallo's got a lot of Chris Paul in him. If he gets the rebound, he's going. He goes coast to coast. He's got a lot of abilities in the open floor, and he can make some moves. in the half court as well. Hamilton with the ball on the near wing. And we got a foul away from the ball by number 30, I believe. The sophomore, Walter Roddy White, who is quickly becoming
Rowdy White.
Lyman Kugel's favorite basketball player here in Little Elm. He's only a sophomore, so you get to cheer for him for a while. Great rebound.
Yep,
oh, wow. Roddy White going up high after the box out. Diallo cutting across on the screen, pulls up at the free throw line, comes up short. Roddy White with the rebound and put back.
Roddy White.
Working hard on the interior. Setting up on the inside like Tony Gonzalez. Looking for a throw over the middle. Roddy White gives the Lobos a 4-point lead with 5:22 remaining in the game. In the third quarter. Knocks down the free throw to extend the lead to 5.
Huge impact.
Impact player of the game. If we were playing on Thanksgiving, he'd get a turkey leg.
Well, so far. Look at him fight on D. Look at that. That almost was another error there.
Yeah, ball's collected by Bristow. Drives in, lays it up pretty on the baseline shot. Diallo quickly ahead to Barry. And the Lobos look to set up. Bristow knocks it out of the hands of Roddy White. It'll stay Lobo ball on the far sideline. Right in front of the Lobo bench, right in front of coaches Tutt and Jackson. Parker never seated. And Diallo with the buttery soft 3. Oh, goodness.
He made the comparison to Chris Paul. I think that's pretty apt.
I've never not thought of him in that regard. Drive on the near side. And lay-in by number 12, Draylon Hall of Plano. Diallo will bring it right back down. Nice little give and go to Mirage. Beautiful touch pass on the pick and roll by Diallo, and he's going to sprint to get out in front. And Plano will throw it away and slow down the action just a bit. And Diallo's going to get a well-deserved breather. Coach Jackson got up for that one. Into the game for Diallo, the junior, Mike Prather. Great take. Lacks a little bit of control taking the layup. And Mirage couldn't wrestle it down. Spoonamore here on the near sideline, right in front of us, brings it down for Plano.
Post battle.
Yeah, that's been there all night. Plano really hasn't looked in that post unless it's been a guard or a smaller player coming off a screen off their basket cut. Prather does well to gather in the rebound. Pushes the action. Nobody stopped him yet. Barry in the far corner. Comes up short on the three-point attempt. Nobody back for defense. Barry sprinting back to play a little bit of token defense as the layup finger roll right up and over him. And Plano will take a quick timeout. Down 4 points with 3:20 remaining in the third quarter. Lobo is still with a 4-point lead here in the Lobo Den. We'll be right back after this break in the action. We're back underway following the timeout taken by the Wildcats. If you're listening to us at home, You're either listening to us on the Mascot Media app, and for that we appreciate you, or you're listening to us on YouTube. And if you haven't already, click that subscribe button for Little Elm TV and stay abreast of all of our streaming opportunities here across the district.
Basketball won't be the only sport.
That's correct, and a nice drive. That's right, Kenny. Nice drive on the left with the left hand, finished by number 5, Mike Prather, to extend the Lobo lead to 36-30 in favor of the home team.
Little Elm Television will also be bringing you soccer games, baseball games, softball games.
Roddy White with the pass up ahead to Mirage, and he's fouled on his way up. Probably a good idea because Makai Dorsey was about to find out what it's like to be on a poster if he hadn't fouled him. Chris Mirage can jump out of the gym. Not figuratively, like literally, he could jump from there and probably get out the door of the gymnasium. He would leave a hole in the door like a cartoon character chasing the Roadrunner.
I was thinking more like the Kool-Aid Man.
Oh, yeah. Except he wouldn't say it. He would just do it quietly because Mirage doesn't speak. He's just
there would be no oh yeah.
He's a quiet assassin, and he makes both free throws. 38-30 lead for the Lobos with 2:20 remaining in the third quarter.
He's had a huge impact on the defensive end, too.
That's right, Kenny.
Right you are.
Right you are, Kenny. Jackson Hamilton with the ball at the top of the arc. Dorsey thought about a three. Prather changed that decision-making. And a quick three-point attempt by Xavier Williams is good. First basket in a while for the Wildcats. Now only a 5-point lead with 1:50 remaining in the third quarter for the Lobos. Keith Smith standing right in front of me with the ball.
Playing against a 2-3 zone.
Oh, and a no-look pass by Eli Matthews. Oh, my. Beautiful no-look. And in the race to 40, the Lobos have won. They have a 7-point lead. Well, they are there. Got to get back. Eli Matthews with the rebound. He does it all. Outlets to Prather, who brings it across half. Dishes it off to Matthews here on the near sideline. And an offensive foul called on Mirage. Second time he's been called for an offensive foul in the moving screen. Isaac Berry, the sophomore, will come in for Mirage, who will take a seat. Some solid defense by Matthews.
That's a soft touch.
Soft touch there by Jackson Hamilton against Isaac Berry.
Just a pretty standard 2-3 zone here.
Right you are, Kenny. Such fun to say. Little MXC humor for those of you that don't listen. Kate. 3-point attempt by Berry. Comes up short. A million touch points of action and physicality in the backcourt. And Bryce Bristow is going to walk directly over to the bench as his substitution, Preston Froeck, was already waiting for him at the table. Plano retains possession.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds remaining.
All teams that we've seen have been great at closing out quarters tonight.
He said sarcastically. Maybe on the defensive side. Yeah. We have yet to see a shot at the end of a quarter. That's why I said that. Defensively, it's always been pretty good.
Oh.
Wow.
Right when I said that.
Yeah, you jinxed it.
I'm basically the announcer from Fox.
3-point lead now. 5 seconds for the Lobos. Matthews with the ball. Drives down the lane, lifts it up, comes up short, and cannot gather the rebound in time to put a shot up. Lobos finish the third quarter with a 3-point lead, 40-37 in favor of the Lobos with 8 minutes left in action. We'll be right back on the other side of this break. Shades of Major League as we start up the fourth quarter of action. A little bit of wild thing for the home crowd. Everybody likes a little bit of wild thing. Starting off the action in the fourth quarter, Prather to pass it in here just a few feet away from my outreached hand. Beautiful out of timeout play. Diallo from the corner, short on the three. Rebound by Plano, and they push the action and almost throw it out of bounds. On the outlet pass, Bray Weber at the top of the logo for Plano. Hamilton swings it over to the near wing. Ball gets stuck underneath. Somebody's got to grab it. Mike Prather does. 3-on-1, now 3-on-2. Prather taking it in strong and a foul. Hamilton couldn't stop the train of Prather. Oh my goodness. Substitution for the Lobos. Cornelius comes in for Eli Matthews. Prather at the line to finish his three-point play the old-fashioned way.
He totally had him turned around there on defense. He hit on the...
Well, it started off as a 2-on-1, then became a 3-on-1, then a 3-on-2. There was a lot of moving parts for a quick, fast break, and Mike Prather will punish you if he's got the ball in his hands and you are not paying attention on defense. Fantastic leadership from the junior guard in transition. Unforced error. Diallo picks off the pass, and a timeout quickly taken to retain possession by Dominique Parker. Heads up coaching. Every possession in this close game counts. And Plano was about to rip it away. Wanted to reward his sophomore guard for his fantastic defensive full court pressure. And here early in the fourth quarter of action, the Lobos still have a 6-point lead, and they'll come out of this timeout with the ball out of bounds.
You have loved the plays that have come out of breaks or out of free throws or whatever. What do you think is going to be dialed up right here?
Dominique has a fantastic repertoire of out of timeout plays. I would expect if he has Isaac Berry in the game, he doesn't. I would expect that ball to find its way to Cornelius for a three in some way, shape, or form. That's usually his MO. If it doesn't go to him, it's probably a shot for Diallo in the corner, especially since he's looking to get set up for his shot. Nice dribble drive there. Yeah, that'll work too. Fantastic. Hey, they got a shot out of it. Didn't get the result they want, but they definitely got the shot that they want. A nice, easy layup. Just couldn't find its own. Long three-point attempt. Roddy White with the rebound. Quick outlet to Prather. Brings it across half. Thought about the three. Finds the screen by Roddy White again. Step through. Roddy White with the big rebound. Can't get a putback. Prather back up again. He'll draw the foul on the putback. Doing the dirty work. Prather and Roddy White getting rowdy under the basket.
Roddy White.
Mike Prather, strong on the inside, one of the stronger guards you'll ever see, with or without the basketball. Makes the first. 6:50 remaining in the fourth quarter. Lobos with a 7-point lead. Prather about to shoot his second free throw following the foul. 2 fouls away from the bonus for the Lobos. 5 called so far in the second half against the Wildcats. They're quickly across half following the missed free throw. Some fantastic defense by Hunter at the top. Dribble drive comes up wanting. Roddy White with the rebound. Cornelius loses it crossing half, and he fouls, which is probably not a bad play. That was going to be a 4-on-2 if there's no foul there. You could argue there was a foul against Plano. It didn't get called, even if there was one. But probably a good heads-up foul. Make Plano have to earn it here.
He was left wide open.
Yeah, they went to go trap. Diallo left to go trap and just kind of beat the trap, that's all. Prather, right down Broadway, gets blocked at the last second by Bristow. Just as Mirage protects the rim for the Lobos, Bristow has been protecting the rim for the Wildcats. And following on the out of bounds, pass goes out of bounds.
Well, it looked like the ref sort of delayed giving them the ball there.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Everybody kind of got a little bit out of rhythm there. Full court pressure here by the Lobos. Some run and jump defense, and the switch didn't get made in time. And basket scored on the layup by number 2, Makai Dorsey. Diallo now with the ball right in front of us. 5-point lead now for the Lobos. 5:50 remaining.
But no pressure on the ball carrier.
Parker directing traffic from the sideline. And that 2-3 is really going to extend it. Looks like they're getting into traps. Cornelius, streaky shooter, but a shooter nonetheless. Off the rim for 3. Weber quickly down court. Too strong with the layup attempt. Kicked out to Bristow. He puts it off to the corner. Short on the 3-point attempt. Weber can't lift it. Prather pulls it away. 3-on-1. Maybe a little too fancy, but Roddy White. Walter Roddy White finishes it up and gives the Lobos a 7-point lead, 46-39, with 4:50 remaining in the game.
That's
easy layup by number 32, Dylan Walker, and an immediate timeout taken by Plano. Trey Mims will be going into the game for the Lobos on the other side of the timeout with 4:47 remaining in the game. We'll be right back on the other side of this break in action. And we're back on the other side of the timeout taken by Plano. Wildcats took a timeout with a 7-point deficit.
We're updating the clock or the score real quick. We got to add 2 points.
Yeah, we do.
They'll get it.
You know who's going to pass the ball inbounds when it's time?
Roddy White. Roddy White, by the way, had a few touchdowns to his name. He was one of the wide receivers that could throw it.
Yeah, I do remember a couple of trick plays, don't I? Yeah. I never met Roddy White, but I have met Andre Rison.
I thought you were going to say Rod Smith there.
No.
I don't know why. But
I've definitely met Andre Rison. I even have a selfie with him to prove it. Yeah, I met Andre. You know what's weird? Was
that recently?
Last summer.
Oh, okay.
You know what's really weird about Andre Rison?
I do not.
I'm huge compared to him.
Really?
I'm huge. Like when I took my selfie, I had to like bend over a little bit. I'm 6'4". Like I totally get that. And he was one of the original like slot receivers before Julian Edelman and all of those little guys.
Ed McCaffrey.
Yeah, he was like one of those guys. I didn't realize that I was like that much taller than him. I'd say like 5'6", 5'7". Short. 5'8" maybe on a good day.
What now?
Oh, we don't like the score. We don't like the time. Everybody's upset. Nobody likes people who make decisions at that scorer's table all on their own. You know who is over at that scorer's table? Our guy doing the books, Bobby Herndon, is the recorded the first tackle in the 1986 Fiesta Bowl as the starting linebacker for the University of Miami.
Wow, that's great inside info. What year was that?
1986. I was like 14. It's not true at all, but
No, you.
I just don't want people to figure out how old I am.
I actually wasn't born yet.
Which is weird because you look 50. All right, back to the action.
Right you are, Kevin.
Mike Prather with the dribble drive on
What
the
a
inside,
pass.
drops it off to Roddy White. Can't handle the low pass.
Another
He finds
great pass.
Mirage, and that gets deflected out of bounds off a Plano player. It'll stay Lobo ball. 3 passes inside the key, somehow no 3-second call. You're looking at Dominique Parker.
No,
No, you're not. No, you're not. Now you are. Dominique Parker, the head coach of the Lobos, calling the play out of bounds. Diallo up top, making the passes back and forth. Passes picked off. And scored on the other end by number 10, Xavier Williams, following the turnover by Brian Hunter. Diallo drops it off to Roddy White. Mishandles the ball. Mirage inside, flips it up, doesn't find any iron. Stays Lobo ball, and it sneaks into the basket. With 3:37 remaining in the fourth quarter, Lobos take a 5-point lead. And Bristow, right down Broadway. Easy flush for 2. And Plano takes a timeout. 30-second timeout following the easy dunk by Bryce Bristow. 20 seconds remaining in the timeout. I think he just wanted to get a different defensive setup in place. And you're currently looking at our Little Elm cheerleaders doing a great job keeping the crowd involved. You can also probably hear Henry Johnson, our in-den announcer. Henry Johnson, the voice of the den. Recognizing our student section out in full force tonight. Not full force. They're here. They're present.
Yeah.
They showed up for the game.
There might be a bigger student section than there were at the football games that we did together.
Oh my.
Maybe. Then again, it's hard for us to really know.
Yeah, we can't really see from all the way up on our ivory tower of the 3rd floor. Prather with the ball on the far side. Lazy pass over to Hunter. And some solid defensive pressure applied by Makai Dorsey. Gets an extra possession for Plano, and that's going to be like 2 different travels called on number 12, Draylon Hall. Which one? Which one? Was it the first travel or the second travel? Figured I'd ask the ref and find out which one it was.
Brodsky having some fun with the ref.
Prather with the dribble drive on the left side. Nice dump off underneath. Mirage blocked at the rim by Bristow. Saved out of bounds. And Plano quickly back the other way. Dorsey with the ball at the top of the key. Hands it off to Bristow. Back to Dorsey on the far sideline. Pass to the feet of Xavier Williams, who's got Keith Smith all over him. And Coach Parker's trying to figure out why so intense on the defensive application by Chris Mirage. We're all tied up at fouls, 5 each here in this second half of action. Hamilton being directed by the referee so he can pass the ball in on the near side. Pass gets dropped down to Bristow on the inside. Got Mirage all over him. Kicks out for the 3-pointers. Comes up short. Mirage rallies it in. And outlets to Mike Prather. Passes it out to Roddy White. Kicks back out. Hunter loses it.
I can't believe he wasn't out of bounds over there.
Shocked. Makai Dorsey has been everywhere with active hands. Kicks it out to Hamilton on the far side for the 3. Comes up short. Rebound.
Oh.
Wow. Rebound on the inside by Xavier Williams. Foul called on Chris Mirage. I believe that's his 3rd or 4th. It's going to be, I don't have a book in front of me. Pretty sure that's 3 at least. Williams at the line for 2. Makes the front end. Diallo will come back into the game and give Hunter a breather. Williams knocks down the second. 1-point lead with 1:47 remaining in the 4th quarter. In this varsity matchup between the Little Elm Lobos here at home and the visiting Plano Wildcats. Diallo, the sophomore, with the ball into the corner to Walter Roddy White.
Looking
Kicks
for
it
a
back
cutter
out.
there.
Yep. And the strangling defense of the Wildcats keeps coming a little bit closer and closer to each ball handler of the Lobos. Kicked out of bounds. It'll stay Lobo ball. 1:23 remaining in the 4th quarter.
They had number 3 wide open over here on the baseline. That's what he was going for.
Yeah, was totally going for him. It's just a tough pass to make. And Parker's trying to make sure everybody gets spread out. Got to maintain spacing here with just a 1-point lead and just over a minute left in the game. Diallo trying to get out of the way. They're going to make Dorsey move all over the place.
Wow.
He's been active with hands. Now down to a minute on the clock. Mike Prather gets inside.
Timeout.
And Parker has to take a timeout with 55 seconds left.
It has to be the last one for him.
He's got one more. Prather, the junior guard, drove in with 55 seconds left on the clock and a 1-point lead. And Coach Park is going to go into the huddle, drop a play. I think his goal here is to make sure that they hold for, that they kill as much of the clock as possible with that 1-point lead. I think he was taking the timeout before Prather even did the jump stop in the lane. Having coached with Parker in a few close games over the tournament over Thanksgiving break, if there's a lead with under 2 minutes left, he's really great at killing the clock, and we also know this from his time at South Garland. He's really great at shortening the game for the other team when they have the ball. He'll make sure they don't even see the ball again. Of course, the most recent product to come out from Coach Parker's tutelage is the star player for Kentucky, Tyrese Maxey, who burst onto the NCAA scene this year. Byproduct of South Garland and the coaching of our new head coach.
Here we go, 55 seconds.
Prather will be
go for the score. You
passing the ball inbounds.
You got him way out here.
You got to get the ball in first. Keith Smith takes the ball, and he's going to immediately dribble to the corner. He's got Hamilton all over him.
Picked up his dribble.
Yeah. Prather with the ball. Got to make sure there's no 5-second call here. Diallo driving.
Nope.
Keith Smith now in the corner. He's stuck. Throws it off him. Throws it off him. Diallo got a little bit stuck.
20 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, 30 down to 35 seconds remaining in the game. Prather will once again pass it in. And Moraga nearly has it taken away. Now does have it taken away. Timeout called by Plano. Moraga caught the inbounds play, and I just don't think he knew that there was somebody behind him. Wasn't really taking good care of the ball, and that'll happen, especially with front court players who just aren't really used to having the ball in their hands in the backcourt area. That'll happen a lot. Looks like Brian Hunter is going to come into the game for defensive purposes, probably replacing Diallo if I had to guess. Still a 1-point lead.
Well, only 30 seconds left.
Yeah, roughly 30 seconds remaining. We'll give you a specific time as you watch the cheerleaders do their timeout routine. Go blue and gold. It'll be Plano ball. They're not going to be in their scoring half of the court, so it's going to take them a while to get there. They're going to probably get set up. If I know their coach at all, they'll be looking to run what they normally run, looking to get a nice, easy shot on the bucket, on the box, trying to get some sort of a layup. I would expect the ball to probably go to Bristow or a dribble drive from Dorsey.
30.8 seconds.
30.8 seconds. Wow, it really was 30 seconds. I would expect it to be in the hands of one of those two players with the game on the line. And if Plano does get a 1-point lead on any kind of a shot, there's Dorsey on the drive, gives it up to Bristow. Great defensive play.
Oh, that's travel.
And a double dribble by Prather.
He picked it up.
Lobos got the ball and turned it right back with 18 seconds left. Hamilton here on the near sideline, guarded by Diallo out of bounds. Let's see what Plano does now.
That's a push-off.
Diallo bats the ball away, and it goes off of Mirage. It'll remain Plano ball with 11.8 seconds remaining. Both teams still have one timeout left if they really need it. Pull-up jumper comes up short. Mirage grabs it with two hands, finds Diallo. Diallo passes it forward to Hunter, and he's going to run out the clock. Yeah! There's your layup, and there's your ball game. Lobos escape with a 3-point win, 50-47 over the visiting Wildcats. If you don't like that, you don't like Little Elm basketball. Oh my goodness. A fun way to close out the game. I'm pretty sure Coach Parker would like it to go a little bit smoother than that in the next go-around. But a W is a W, especially in the friendly confines of the Lobo Den. We appreciate you tuning in, whether you were watching us on the Mascot Media app, available in your app store, or if you were following along with us on YouTube. If you haven't already, click subscribe for Little Elm TV. We greatly appreciate you tuning in, and as always, go Lobos!